Hey, everybody. How's everybody today? We're going to talk about. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at Dank Demoss. What I'm laughing about is that she's asked for multi millions of dollars because a Lyft driver said he didn't think she would fit in his car. Now, I understand that I believe she's in Michigan, and that's the only state that still has those protections. Is that right? Um, Here, I think that, well, anyway, we'll get to all the details and everything. But she's obese. She weighs almost 500 pounds, and he drives a BMW, and he said she wouldn't fit. And there's a picture of her sitting in the back of like a hatchback or the SUV, the back of an SUV, and she wouldn't even fit back there. So I'm not sure that she could get into his vehicle, but I don't know. I wasn't there and I didn't see the car. And then he said that it was too much weight on he said his tires. So I think that if you weighed 500 pounds, that's like two really big men, like a couple of basketball players or, you know, one and a half football players. You know what I'm saying? So anybody got any ideas about that? Let's hear what happened right from her mouth. I mean, this is when it happened. Wait a second, I didn't share with y'all. Here we go. Let's see what happened. If you haven't seen this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space in my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another lift.
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe me.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL. It's called.
You know what? I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Harris.
Okay. Nope. What?
Now, I don't know what the rules are with Lyft. I don't know I mean, I drove for Uber, but it was in the beginning of Uber. Not the very very beginning, but it was new. Like it was new. And so I don't know what the rules are now. Sometimes when you're driving there's some people you don't want to put in your car. I had an incident where a guy showed me his, privates and asked me, I think he wanted me to do something to him. I'm sure I know what, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and I was just like, get the F out of my car and, got rid of him. But, you have certain rights. I don't know what his rights are. I guess we'll find out. She puts this up and it says, am I wrong? At Lyft, what y'all got to say about this? Y'all driver discriminated against me. I just feel like y'all treat big people like shit, like we don't belong here. Well, and then somebody said, well, call your best friend that has a new Benz for a ride. So, yeah, so she decides that because he said, there's not room for you back there. And I don't like, y'all know who this is. This is a picture of her here. Um, and I think she's lost weight, but I don't know if she could fit in there or not because I'd have to see in there, and I wouldn't have to measure it probably. But he may have a problem with people who are overweight like that. I don't know this guy. I don't know how he feels about people, but then let's see how much did she sue for. I don't know if it's in this one. I appreciate y'all coming in and watching. And you gotta play the ad.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What is for what?
It again. Let's see how much. I mean, all I've heard is that she's asking for millions because this guy turned her down because he said she wouldn't fit. Right? So, I mean, she is morbidly obese, and I'm not. I mean, and she knows. I mean, everybody knows. They're calling her plus size here, but she's, I wouldn't call that plus size, but it's morbidly obese. There's a lot of health conditions that come with that, and you know, but you can't discriminate against somebody. So, like, if you were going to hire her for a job, and you needed her to be able to, you have to set those parameters in the beginning of, like, you have to be able to walk so far, and you have, you have to do this amount of lifting. You'll see jobs that say you have to be able to lift. I don't know. I used to see them for 40. You had to be able to lift 40 pounds. So, that kind of stuff. After she shared her video to Instagram, people jumped to her defense and said she should have listened to his recommendation to order a larger XL. It's against the law to overload a car, one commenter said. The driver was very polite. He explained his valid reasons and even apologized. Try seeing things from another's perspective. He did. The way he said it all was really nice. I mean, he wasn't a jerk. He didn't just drive off and leave her stranded, but he did leave her stranded because she didn't have another ride. I don't know if they were around, where she could get a taxi or something, but someone of this size doesn't fit in vehicles. I've watched my 600-pound life a lot, and you can't fit. Sometimes in the front seat, they could fit in there, and other times they had to get in the back and, like, lay out. It's very difficult to health-wise when you're obese like that to be traveling. But I don't know, maybe she could squeeze in there and he just didn't. He just is offended by her. But she wouldn't be able to wear the seatbelt. And so I don't know. One time I had a young lady wanted me to drive her with a baby, and she didn't have a car seat. And I'm like, how did you get here? And she said, from an Uber. So, I mean, it's just, Ubers don't drive around with a car seat because you got to have room in your car for people who don't need a car seat. So the rapper filed a lawsuit asking the Lyft driver, claiming she was unfairly treated, and said her legal action that she suffered emotional distress and humiliation. Now, if you felt humiliated, would you go and then post that on your Instagram? I mean, I get that it probably embarrassed you. You didn't seem really distressed, but I don't like that when people say, like, because I had somebody say, I didn't seem all that upset when I was literally fuming about something. And so we can't always read other people, especially if we don't know them. I don't know if she suffered emotional distress and humiliation, but I know that we wouldn't know about it if she hadn't posted it on her Instagram account. And then after she posted on her Instagram account, she filed a lawsuit. So yeah, that's why we're talking about it here. If you were emotionally distressed and humiliated, why did you post it for the world to see? Yeah, so and then she confront in her suit, Blanding says the driver pulled up in a Mercedes-Benz sedan, but locked his doors and tried to drive away when he saw her. She wouldn't fit in my back seat, and I actually am driving the same car I did Uber in many years ago. I just have a really, old car. I'm about to sneeze, so hold up. Thank you for giving me a second there. What do you have to do with yeah, he tried to drive away, and then when she confronted him, she says the driver told her she was too big to fit in his back seats and said his tires could not support her weight. But like I'm saying, like I have a small car and you wouldn't be able to fit in my car. Maybe in the front seat if the seat got pushed back, but I don't think so. Because I had dog crates in there and they're small, the smaller dogs. Her attorneys, Jonathan Marco and Zach Runyon, argued that the driver refusing to take her constituted discrimination because weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan. I knew that it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong, she told Fox, or this attorney told Fox. Equating their refusal to pick Blanding up no different than refusing someone transportation based on their race or religion. I guess he should have tried to let her get in. And then when she wouldn't fit, then he could say, you didn't fit. I don't know what legally he did, but I just don't think that. Runyon said, this is one of the attorneys, refusing someone transportation based on their weight is not only illegal but dangerous. Imagine the consequences if Miss Blanding were unable to seek shelter after the driver left her stranded. This could have ended up worse than it did. Well, yeah, she got left standing there with no lift, but Lyft isn't like guaranteed. You can't. Lyft's not your bodyguard, right? Yeah, it's not your bodyguard. The rapper shared images of herself in her lawyer's offices as she filed a lawsuit claiming she was discriminated against. People are so happy these days. She says, me trying to get Lyft to not discriminate against my weight and let me in the car. Would you have let me in? Anyways, meet me at the Sexy Red after party. Okay. Well, here, I'm going to play this. I don't think there's any sound with it. It is her at the attorney's office. Just showing pictures of it. Anybody got any thoughts? Nobody's in chat, so I didn't know. Well, you're welcome to come in and say something. Right. Yeah, there's no sound of this. There's her attorneys. And sometimes attorneys will jump on a case because they want the notoriety and the attention. It's almost like free advertising, but better because you're doing this lawsuit with a lot of eyes on it. And so lawyers will take a case because it will get them more customers, more clients, and they get paid. It doesn't have to, I'm sure she's paying. It's not pro bono, but what she's paying, and then they'll get a percentage. I'm sure they're probably doing it contingency, and they'll get a percentage of her multi-millions that she's asking for. Some commenters defended the driver and said Blanding attacked his livelihood. But the rapper doubled down and said she shared a defiant Instagram post days after her first clip. She shared a video of her in yoga shorts and a jacket, and it said, me trying to get Lyft to not discriminate against my weight and let me in the car, which is what I just read. Lyft said the company unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination. So we believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines and terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination. Hmm. Well, it sounds like to me that, yeah, like she's probably going to get a settlement here. What do y'all think? You think she'll get a settlement? You think she'll get when the law will it even go? U.S. News. Oops. Detroit rapper and influencer Dajwa Blanding, known by her stage name as Dank Demoss, is suing Lyft after a driver refused to give her a ride, citing her weight. Did he cite her weight or just say that she wouldn't fit? Because what comes with weight is also size. And so, but then he started talking about his tire. So that would be weight right there. That would be weight, right? So that guy drives for Uber and Lyft. Michigan is the only state where weight is legally protected under anti-discrimination laws. The incident is part of a wider conversation about how much responsibility companies should bear when it comes to accommodating plus-size customers. You know, they've been saying they've had problems with airlines because airlines would charge, charging for like 2 seats. I don't even know how some people could fit in 2 seats. I guess some have to buy 3 because they're not very big, the seats. The incident went viral after Blanding uploaded it to TikTok. So it was on TikTok and it got 342,600 views in about a week, it looks like, when she put it on TikTok. Oh, I guess that's when she got the idea, hey, I'm going to sue because I can get rich on this. How many transgender... Oh, fuck. In the video, the Lyft driver told her, I got no space. My car is small. No room in the inn. Blanding insisted she could fit before he responded, believe me, you can't. So, yeah. So he literally... he literally told her she couldn't fit and that his tires couldn't hold her. So, I mean, Detroit rapper, let me see what this guy says. The craziest part, her attorneys are suing Lyft on grounds that it would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want black people in my car. Really?
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car.
Y'all
It's the
agree with
same.
that?
Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same thing as... I don't know. I don't know. Your skin color is an immutable characteristic. You can't choose your skin color. Obesity is a personal choice. You aren't born obese. It's 100% preventable. Okay, John Root. Some people really can't lose weight. some people can't lose that weight. But if you notice, like, there's only a certain amount of people that get as large as her, and you have to eat to get that. So there's a lot of work that might have to be done, but it is preventable as far as we know, because if you talk about anorexia, that's preventable, but the people who suffer with that, you wouldn't think so. You know what I'm saying? So um, people say alcoholism is a choice. People say being gay is a choice. All the different things that make us, this melting pot of people. Yeah, I think, but and then he says acting as if skin color and weight are in the same class is asinine. I don't think that they're the same either. So I get that part, but on the other hand, I hate to say that obesity is a personal choice. I mean, alcoholism is a choice, drug addiction is a choice, but it just sounds so terrible when you call it a choice. Yes, a very large person could potentially damage your car, primarily by putting excessive wear and tear on the car seat and potentially affecting the car's alignment due to their weight distribution, especially if they frequently use the vehicle. But generally, a car is designed to handle a normal range of passenger weights without significant damage. The weight would be more spread out if you had a couple of different people in there. With one person, all that weight would be on, the one spot. So maybe that's it. What do you think? Anybody? Um, she got attorneys, but didn't try going to find a similar car and show she fits. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she wouldn't fit, and I'm pretty sure that she knows that. Um, or maybe she could, but it would be a matter of, I don't know. She might have to lay down in there, put the seat down. If it goes down, my seats in my little car, it's a little hatchback, and the seats go back, but they don't go all the way flat. But yeah, I think they would give somebody more room. Did she order a semi? Now that's rude. The Lyft driver with a small car because it's too small for you. Here's here's a photo of that photo I was talking about earlier, where she's sitting in the back of a hatchback, and you can see how large she is in proportion to a vehicle. I don't know what kind of vehicle that is, but that's a little bit different, and she's not really fitting in there than getting into a car. Again, I would think the lawsuit will come down to, could she fit? Did he have other times when he had somebody her size try to get in and they didn't fit? Maybe he's got a relative who's obese and she couldn't fit. It could be something like that. Why does she feel comfortable in her layers of skin, but the color of her skin won't fix his struts or fix a tire if it blows? I guess they could pull up in a front loader and put her ass in the bucket. Now these people just getting rude on here. That's not coming from me. I'm reading these comments. Her attorneys are race baiting, ambulance chasing clowns. What if the driver didn't want his rear seats damaged or his suspension damaged by her enormity? Wow. The maximum load capacity for a Honda Civic is 850 pounds. This includes the weight of the passengers. Hey, Betty Dam. Boop, good to see you. The maximum load capacity for a Honda Civic, why they're talking about a Honda Civic when this was a Beamer, but anyway, is 850 pounds. This includes the weight of the passengers, cargo, accessories, and trailer tongue load. Well, then there should have been room as far as weight-wise, but could she fit in? That's just gross. If you need a truck for transport, don't ring for a car. It's not a race matter. It's common sense. Yes, and they do have those. Stop Stop doing that, baby. Sorry, my dogs are in here. Yeah, she could have got a big. She could have the XL or whatever they call it. When you've got more than one rider, really, I've got a couple of people. It's just hard to fit a lot of people in a car. I fit 3 or 4 one time in my car while I was doing Uber. They weren't going very far. They all managed to fit in there. She should have requested a truck with upgrade suspension. Full-figured folk. Oh, cold patriot. That was mean. How about fat? Yes, some people will make fun and talk about her being, I tend to look at people with empathy. And while I'm not going to take up for her in this case, as far as you're throwing the race card in there when it's really not about race. I'm sure the Uber drivers. I mean, as an Uber driver, if he had turned down other people of color, then maybe. But he turned her down and said she wouldn't fit in his car. She is fat. Not everyone is able to drive a bus with double doors. Ride the public transportation. Well, I don't know. I think they would have public transportation in Michigan. Should have been more specific. Forklift, not Lyft. That's so mean. Did she eat the Lyft driver and his car? Oh my gosh. Now here's the point the reason I'm covering it. These frivolous lawsuits are stupid and ruin life for the rest of us. It's not his fault. You could not fit in his car. Our attorney is stupid. Oh, because clearly the real issue here is not about car capacity, but about Lyft drivers not wanting to expand their passenger diversity to include the plus-size celebrity demographic. I mean, who needs practical solutions when you can sue for discrimination and make headlines, right? Because after all, she is getting publicity from this. The lawyers are getting publicity from this. I'm sure there'll be some kind of settlement. She'll get a settlement. Should have just added a fuel surcharge to carry that much weight. Oh, look at this. Somebody made this. That's not funny. Silly goose ordered the wrong type of ride. It's the same as saying a haircut like that isn't allowed in my car. Do y'all agree? Betty, you're in here typing. Do you agree? I just don't know if she fits in the car. Like, really, have any of you watched My 600-Pound Life? A lot of those people can't fit in a car. They can't drive. They can get in the back, like the hatchbacks and stuff, but I don't think she'll fit in his car. If she can afford an attorney, she can afford Wegovy. Did you know that, like, the weight loss medications don't work for everybody? It's like 20% of the people who are on them, it doesn't work for them. And then you've got terrible side effects and things from them. It looks like my internet's trying to give out on me here. You have watched the show. Have you seen people trying to drive or get in cars? Do you think she could fit? She should have requested a U-Haul. Wow, people can get really mean about stuff. They can really, we're disheartened to look at the driver's unacceptable behavior. Please DM us at your earliest convenience for additional support. We'd like to address this as soon as possible. That's from Lyft. Lyft wants to get ahead of this. Oh, you were driving and listening? Well, there's a picture of her. And the car was a regular kind of sedan. I mean, I'm assuming not a big car because it wasn't the XL that Lyft and Uber have, where you can order a more expensive Uber or Lyft. They're bigger, they hold more passengers, they're more roomy. She just ordered a regular Lyft, and when she pulled up, the guy's like, "You won't fit. You won't fit." And she said, "My friend has a newer Beamer than this one, and I fit in that." And he said, "You won't fit." And then he started talking about his tires and refused to take her. And I don't even want that I don't want to show that. Now, here she is. This is what I'm saying. This is the back of a car, right? See, she's as wide as that car. I'm not sure if she would have fit, but I mean, I don't know what size that is in comparison to the BMW that she was trying to hitch the ride in. Is she singing?
Fuck a few bitches for bitches, my mind different. Please don't get it twisted, my pussy was fine different. If you thought I liked it, the pussy a crime different. I'm fucking on these niggas, I've been here.
New 489-pound rapper Dank Demoss has launched a lawsuit against Lyft after one of their drivers denied her a ride because he said she wouldn't fit in his car. The driver was apparently worried that his car wouldn't be able to handle her weight. Demoss claims in her lawsuit that her weight-based denial of a ride is discrimination. She says she is taking action against Lyft to fight for her people and to change the world. If I stand for, look, I'm going to say she wants to change the world in this aspect. She's getting left behind because with the weight loss drugs that are out now, there's not going to be a whole lot of people who are obese. There'll still be obesity, but a lot of people won't be as large as they are now because of these medications. So you can change the world with this lawsuit, but only thing you're trying to do is change your world and get more money. If I stand for something, I'll fall for anything. Fighting for my community, my people, and making a change in the world, not just for me, but for everyone. But then her attorney claims it's because she's black. Is it because she's black or because maybe it's because she's a rapper? Let's listen again to how nice he is to her.
And to be more.
Wait.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Tried before.
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Harris.
Okay. Nope.
Wow. Let's see what people said about that one. He brought the wrong vehicle to work. He's not wrong. She should be ordering Uber XL or even Uber XXL. Uber Freight. I'm just wondering how she got those shoes on. Well, I did see a video the other day of I've wondered how people, take care of themselves in the bathroom. And I actually saw it here on X. And this woman was showing how she does that. She didn't show herself doing that. she showed maybe I can find it, but there's something that you can buy, and you can even buy a portable one that folds up so that it's an extender like to your hand. And that's how which puppy is under there on my leg? I see you, Rusty. There's no way she lasts 3 minutes on a treadmill. Oh, this guy, ridiculous. Hope the judge tells her to buy a treadmill. No, I don't think the judge is going to tell her to buy a treadmill or to lose weight. I think they'll settle out of court. Lyft and Uber don't need the bad media. Did you need to come up here? I seriously doubt the car had a seatbelt that could accommodate her. Yeah, I did say that. And as a driver, whether you're driving for a rideshare program or yourself, you're responsible if someone in your car doesn't have their seatbelt on. So, whether they get hurt, whether you're in a wreck or not, everybody in the car is supposed to be buckled in the appropriate seatbelt, which includes children having the proper size car seat for them. But anyway, so everybody's just saying that she needs a forklift and, girl needs a limousine. Well, I mean, if she's making any money rapping, she should have enough money to get a ride. Girl wouldn't fit in a garbage truck. That was mean. Oh, you gonna bring him in here? I'm bringing her toys to me. If I stand for something, I'll fall for anything, or maybe just stand more. Come here. You want to come up? Down here. This one wants to come up. Both of them want to come up. What's the matter? At some point, physics takes over. A Lyft driver can deny a ride, but gravity never does. She would give stretch marks to your SUV? Let's see. Did she order the XL? No, I don't know how she ended up getting home. Lawsuits like this should hold no merit whatsoever. The owners of the car should sue for their suspension failing, in my opinion. Yeah. It is his vehicle. Can he not choose not to pick up someone who could damage it? Again, I don't know the rules for these drivers, but Lyft shouldn't have apologized. They should have just said, I'm sorry for the experience you had, but our drivers have the ability to say no to a ride when they feel that it's a safety issue. Yeah, I think that he had a valid right, and if he does lose his gig with them, well, he can get another gig. You're more disgusted by the comments people are leaving in that chat. Yeah, it's gross. This fried chicken connoisseur needs to focus on the gym instead of trying to turn Lyft into a forklift. Can you get down there, bud? I don't have room on my lap. Oh, so yeah, it's rude. People are rude. Rapper sing. Oh, here's her channel. Let's see what else she's got. Let's see what she's got on her page. Video shoot Friday. Yeah, I don't even listen to rap or hip hop or any of that. I've heard of her, but she's not somebody who I know of. Now there's another thing that happened today. I don't know if y'all heard about. Let's find this. The doomsday clock. The doomsday clock was adjusted today, and it's closer than ever to doomsday being here. Hey, y'all have heard of the doomsday clock? So this is a video of it. This is where it was in 1947. And then this is going by in like 2-year increments. This graph is, this is 1981, 82, 84. We're in the 80s still. Minutes until midnight. Got all the way to 17 here. 14 minutes until midnight in the late 90s. Early 2000s, we're 7 minutes from midnight. That was when North Korea got nuclear weapons. In 20, wow, and now it's going smaller and smaller and smaller. 1.5 minutes until midnight. 1.5 minutes until midnight in 2025. That's the we set the clock closer to midnight because we do not see positive progress on the global challenges we face, including nuclear risk, climate change, biological threats, and advances in disruptive technology. The group of scientists said that the war in Ukraine could become nuclear at any moment, and a wider regional war in the Middle East could spiral out of control. While countries with nuclear weapons are increasing their arsenals, they say the global attempts to reduce climate change remains poor, as governors aren't doing anything. In setting the clock forward, we send a stark signal because the world is perilously close to that precipice. Any move toward midnight should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning. God, I mean, like, what? Let's get some more bad news going in this country or in this world, right? It's not just this country. It's a symbolic way of showing the public how close the bulletin of atomic scientists believes the world is to a human-made apocalypse. Midnight represents Earth's total annihilation, like kaput, the end of the earth. No more people. Now, we may have other planets with living, breathing beings or some other form of living something. We just don't know. But it would be the end of the earth. If the clock moves closer to midnight, it suggests that humanity is nearing self-destruction. Humanity's doing this, not a comet hitting the earth or even like, well, if global warming is really caused by us, then I guess it is us, self-destruction. It is possible for the clock to move away from midnight, which means that humanity has taken steps within the past year to reduce the risk of an end of the world, The doomsday clock is a design that warns the public about how close we are to destroying our world with dangerous technologies of our own making. It's a metaphor, a reminder of the perils we must address if we are to survive on the planet. Couldn't even talk. 89 minutes to midnight. Seconds. Whew. That's about... The timepiece concept dates back to 1947 when nuclear weapons were the greatest danger to humanity. As the United States and Russia were headed towards an arms race. They determined the time as a scientist and a leading voice in the international effort to reduce and eliminate nuclear weapons. He based his decisions on the clock's time after consulting with other scientists and experts from all over the world. That's the guy that died, and that did it, and then he died. And then they have a governing board, and the members weigh the following two questions every year in deciding where the clock should be. Is humanity safer or at greater risk this year than last year? Is humanity safer or at a greater risk compared with the 78 years the clock has been set. So yeah, that's where we're at now. 89 seconds from the end of the world. In 1991, the bulletin set the clock hand back to 17 minutes until midnight. So that was the longest. Man, oh man. Just telling y'all. All right. Anybody got any thoughts on anything that we've talked about? You want to keep going or you want me to stop? But there's that case. Somebody said ICE just raided Boston Children's Hospital. You know what I did hear about the immigrants they're rounding up, these immigrants, is one of them is Dr. Phil's out in the field. Why? Let's look at. I'll actually just talk about what's going on. The other thing is, why don't they, if they're rounding up people who are here that have work permits and stuff, why aren't they going to like a poultry factory? Dr. Phil, let's see if we can. It isn't surprising to see Dr. Phil has no actual morals or ethics at all. I doubt he has a heart unless it's gold plated. He's simply a self-serving opportunist. Remember this, Dr. Phil told Piers Morgan he gave a speech at Trump's rally as an act of rebellion. You think they're going after people on drugs? Or people, supposedly they're gonna round up Trump says everybody. They need to go after the criminals, but then he released all those January 6th people from prison that had already been convicted. He pardoned them all and released them. And one of them, I think one got arrested for child porn and one got killed by the police. And that's just since he did this on like January 21st. That was an act of rebellion on my part. I requested 25 plus times to speak to Kamala Harris. I offered to give the identical speech at a Harris rally. So he's embedded with the real Tom Homan. Let's go there.
I'm home and we're going to brief what's happening tomorrow, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, go over all the security protocol, because it's a pretty high risk mission that we're going on. This truly is a targeted ICE mission, because they're not sweeping neighborhoods like people are trying to imply. I know that because I've been involved in this heading.
But why is he involved? What's Dr. Phil got to do with immigration? Why isn't he just talking to people about having affairs and stuff? He's a psychologist or something?
Into this. They've identified 270 high-value targets. And what I mean by that is these are known criminals and terrorists.
Good. Hooray, hooray, hooray. That's what we need to hear, because we don't want just everybody off the street. I'm not saying they won't. I'm I'm saying they're going to end up doing all of them, but yes, let's get the dangerous people first.
We're talking about murderers, child traffickers, child rapists. We're talking about bad actors, both in the countries they've come from and since they've been here in the United States. Some of these people have 12, 15 arrests, indictments, some convictions in their home countries. And
yeah, and Dr. Phil is known to strike, and so I'm just going to not play any more of that because he doesn't like his stuff to be played. But I'm interested in why you're filming with ICE. There were people lined up to come across that had done everything they were supposed to do in that app. I made a video yesterday. If you can go watch that, it probably will send you there after we watch this today. About the Trump policies, and in the video I show some of the Trump policies. And at the end, I showed where he said he's not going to take Social Security and Medicare away from us for anybody who's, they're not changing the age of who gets it. He is wanting to overhaul it, but he's not coming in. I mean, I woke up to news stories about how they had just cut SNAP benefits for people. And everything I've read, that didn't happen necessarily, but they have stopped cancer research. Predictable BS for TV. Immigration sweep Sunday targeted hundreds in Chicago with multiple agency involved and Dr. Phil live streaming. 260 people were targeted with only 7 warrants. Most didn't open the door. This is just for the spectacle and isn't about safety. Know your rights. So, like, I don't know this fly sister. I don't know what the immigration, I mean, they're going to make some mistakes. They're going to get some people who aren't. They did supposedly arrest some Native Americans. This says TV host Dr. Phil was embedded with ICE agents and filmed immigration raids in Chicago while defending President Trump's deportation efforts. It says Dr. Phil follows ICE during Chicago
we're making another arrest right now.
TV host Phil McGraw, known as Dr. Phil, embedded with federal agents and border czar Tom Homan.
Let's hear it right now.
Since taking office, Trump has taken steps to launch a wide-ranging immigration crackdown. Now, I'm not saying that I'm against them. If somebody's a criminal and they're known criminal, I don't care what race they are. But you had known criminals in prison. They managed to get convicted from January 6th and they're out. Doesn't matter. They're out. So, I mean, I just, people are people, and it's not right to me for like this broad wiping of any of humanity. Just like the transgenders are going to be banned from the military. And I don't know that if they already kicked out the 15,000 in there or not, but that's 15,000 people who were doing a job, doing something good for the country. And because they're transgender, they had to be able to qualify for whatever they're doing in the military, but now they're going to kick them out. Okay. I mean, I don't agree with that. So I don't get why Dr. Phil's involved with any of that. That's just crazy. It's crazy. But I got y'all here today to talk about the Too Big, the female rapper Dank Demoss. I don't think it's worth a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and I don't think that it'll go to court. I think Lyft will do whatever they can to settle it. If she won't settle, then they'll just, they'll probably fire him and go to court. I don't know. Anybody can file a lawsuit at any time about anything. It doesn't make it some valid reason to have done so. So I don't really have anything else. We could talk about this all day, but I don't really have anything else to say about it. I just think it's ridiculous that she filed a lawsuit and her attorneys were throwing in race because he probably drives, people of color all day long, and he didn't say he couldn't drive them. Well, I appreciate y'all watching, and if you wouldn't mind, hit the like button or the unlike button, the down button, and maybe watch a few other videos that I have up if you're new here. And if you're if you're you're not new here, I appreciate you being here, coming back to me. Yeah, you too, Betty Dan Boop. And I appreciate y'all watching, and have a fabulous day, week, month, year, life. Have a good life. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.